This video is about how I went from stressed with revision and being predicted a grade 3 to being predicted a grade 9 and killing my revision and getting a grade 9 in the mocks. I'm waiting for my results still, but getting a grade 9 in the mocks. And you can too. That's the best part. You can too, because this video will tell you how to go from a grade 3 to a grade 9 with 3 tips that will be examined later. So sit back, relax, because this video it's a longer video. It's only about 10-15 minutes, but it's a longer video, so get a drink, whatever you need. But it's like building a house. You need the foundations first. So this is for year 10 students who are going into year 11 now. It's for year 11 students who are in year 11 going for their GCSEs, but this is how I went from grade 3 in normal maths to getting a grade 9 in maths and a grade 9 in furthermaths. So I really improved there. Tripled my score in normal maths as well. Now, just the first tip, this is a bonus tip, so it doesn't count as a tip, but I come with no motivation or fluff. Like, motivation's a great thing, you can use motivation, but you need something else. You need determination, because after your motivation goes, you're left. And that's what my friends said. They had motivation, but then it stopped. But I didn't stop. I stopped having motivation, but I did not stop. But my name is Eli, and grinding for the best life possible by working out, by revising, back to the A levels. So as I said, there's four main tips. Alright, let's dive into the first tip. Arguably the most important tip. Active revision. What do I mean by active? Your brain is actually engaging in your task, which is scientifically proven to increase memory and increase results. I don't know about how much, but it is. You have to trust me. Now, you gotta trust me because I did it and then I got a 9. Alright, so many people use passive revision. What do I mean by that? They just read textbooks, which is great, but it's not great. And then they just write down stuff. But what you need to do is to go on past papers or past paper questions. Like, just go onto a link to 2023 or 2022 past papers and do the past paper. Do as best as you can. And then record the questions you got wrong. So you could do this on paper, record the questions you got wrong. And then you could either ask your teacher, because that's what they're there for, guys. Many people are embarrassed to ask their teachers, but that's what they're there for. And then you could also go onto YouTube and search up your specific past paper. And then see how they do it. Now the key is, with active revision, is to actually engage in it. So don't skip over a question. This is really, really easy, but you'd want to do that question, and then if you've not got it right, this is where the second tip comes into it. Spaced repetition. So you can't do it all at once. You can't do it the day before your exam. Well, you could do it the day before your exam. I'll make a video towards the exams to show you how to do last minute revision. But that's not best. You need to do it week on, week off. So let's say you got a question wrong on your past paper in your active revision. Then you make a note of it. You make a note on, I don't know, Word or something. I used Excel. I used an Excel spreadsheet, put what past paper I did and then the question I got wrong. And you come back to it a week after or a month after. And then you look on, for example, I use Maths Genie. You look on Maths Genie. Go to the same topic of questions, so algebra or calculus, because I did furthermaths. No, that's not on GCSE Maths, I don't think. And then you look on that specific topic and you do a question or 2 questions a week per topic. And another spaced repetition is the Corbett Maths 5 a day. They're brilliant. Test you on a range of subjects every day. So spaced repetition. And with that spaced repetition, you'd want to create a plan, because many people waste so much time going on every day and thinking for like half an hour, what do I need to revise today? What do I struggle at? Now you want to revise everything. So As some people, they just revise one subject that they want to do well. But I won't get into too much on that because I already made a video on that. Top 10 revision tips, you can check that out. But I'll leave a link for it at the end. Now, anyway, you want to create a plan, so to have it week on, week off. I made an Excel spreadsheet with all my plans. I'll try and bring it up at some point. You know what, I'll put a link to it in the description with what I did. And then, so I was just trying to put it on there. So, spaced repetition, active revision, they're really good. Now, tip 3, I've already mentioned this, but record your mistakes so you can give it to a teacher. So if you're doing a past paper online, which is what I did all my past papers online on OneNote or Word, but for Maths I use OneNote because you can insert a PDF of your paper onto OneNote and then just write over it. So if you're doing that, you'd want to do that, and then whatever mistakes you go wrong, either go onto YouTube or ask your teacher, because that's what they're there for. And if your teacher's no helpful, YouTube's no helpful, then you could comment on my video and I'll try and explain it to you. I'll make a little YouTube short about it. And my final tip for maths papers, which is probably one of the most important tips, probably the most important tip actually, regardless of what I said earlier, is to rest, because I failed on it. Well, no, I didn't fail on it. I got 8 hours sleep on that, but I did so much revision, like 3.5, 4, nearly 4 hours every day on most days. But sometimes, most days I did 2.5. But you need rest because you don't want to burn out. Some people go crazy, and then they burn out and they don't do any more. That's happened to a lot of people I knew. Well, some people I knew. But that's what you need to do. So to rest. Do some hobbies as well. Well, I mean, you could do hobbies. I did running. I went to the gym. Well, I built a gym down there with my dad. Extension of the garage. Anyway, or you could do taekwondo or any hobby, just to take your mind off revision, as life's not always about revision. But nearer the exam, it'll become more and more part of your life. And that's my revision tips today. But there is one thing I need to conclude on. So you used active recall to actively revise. You space that repetition. You repeat that in spaced environments. You track your mistakes, and like an athlete, you have to rest lots. But nearer the time, if this is nearer the time to your exams, I'll make another video then, hopefully. And if you want to step up your revision even further, then click the video that will come on screen, because they're my top 10 overall, top 10 best revision tips that help me go from freeze in everything, by the way, freeze in everything, to, in my box, 7 9s, 2 7s and 1 5. So I increased that by about 3 times my exams. And then now another thing that I didn't say, active revision uses past paper questions, uses flashcards. Now you can create these flashcards, but you don't have to, because I created all of these. I created all of these, I created everything. But I then transform that into digital. So if you want premium digital flashcards that cover the specification on pretty much every subject in science, English, construction, just hit this email me what subject you want, and I'll send it right to your email for like £1. So really cheap. And then also comment down below what subjects you want, and I'll send it to the commenter. And then stay posted, because I will be sending more and more revision tips as time goes on that help me go from 3s to 9s. So subscribe to see that. Thank you. I hope you do well in your exams.